Hello there. So, the holidays are coming rapidly, and we're all trying to figure out how to have family gatherings safe during the pandemic. And Zoom has made a really fun announcement. They are lifting their 40-minute limit on meetings in their free accounts. So, what does this mean? It means you could have a family gathering virtually on your computer and bring everybody together, share some memories, maybe catch up with everybody, and actually see each other. For lots of us, we haven't seen family members since the holidays last year. So, in this video, I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to use Zoom and enjoy your family, hopefully, as we get through the pandemic in 2020. Hi, I'm Molly Bartelt, co-founder of Pixologie, a photo estate planner, and for today's training, a digital helper making sure that you can connect with your family via Zoom. So in this recording, we are going to cover a few topics. First of all, I'm going to introduce Zoom, how to make a free account, and download the app or the program to your computer. And then we're going to go on a phone app to see the Zoom in action on a smartphone. If you have any questions, definitely see the information below and you can email me or leave a question in the comments, and I do try to respond to those promptly. All right, let's get started. So we're at the zoom.us website, and if you haven't created an account with Zoom, you will need to do that. If you want, you can download the app on your phone and sign up through your phone also. So I'm going to just click on sign up, it's free, and you'll enter in your birth date. Do not enter in a date where you would be less than 18 years old because it will lock you out. And click continue. And you'll enter your work email address, and you can kind of follow the prompts from there. I have just for my personal account signed in with Facebook. I'm sure that is there's some security, things to be aware of when you share your information with Facebook, but I'm okay for the family gatherings to do this. Now that I've signed in, you can see it takes me to the meetings view, and I have already scheduled the Thanksgiving gathering. So when I see that, I could click start, and then Zoom will download the Zoom client. It's like the program or the app for your computer, and start it there. So since it's here, I'll click start. And now you can see that I'm being asked if you can open Zoom, and you'll answer open it. So it's connecting, and now you can see that the screen comes up that says Thanksgiving Gathering, and this is the interface to actually hold my meeting. And it'll make sense when I click on Start Video, and there you can see me. So I'm going to end that because we want to go back to our online account here. So we'll go back to Zoom and my account because I'm logged in now. And here in that profile section on the left hand side, you can change the picture that appears when you join a meeting. You can also change your name if you like to grandma or who knows. So the online interface I think is a little complicated to look at, so I just go to meetings when I want. I can schedule a meeting, and it's pretty straightforward. You just type in the name of your meeting, when it's going to be, the time and the duration. And remember, this is a free account, so it's got a 40-minute time limit, which will be lifted on Thanksgiving, which I think is awesome. Be sure you enter in the correct time zone you're in, and Central's in here somewhere, but I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. When you scroll down, you see that you're going to have a meeting ID, and I just generated automatically. Their security for these conference calls is a little tougher than it used to be, because hackers used to crash Zoom meetings with inappropriate images and video. So now you have to have a passcode or a waiting room before your participants can join your meeting. I like the passcode, and I'm going to just put thanks. You can change it so it's a little simpler. And if you want people to wait before joining the meeting, you would have to let them in. You keep the waiting room checked. I don't mind if people get to the meeting before I start it, so I uncheck it. And I'll just put test meeting here, and let's go to 7 a.m. and when you're done, you can click save, and now you see this rather complicated looking meeting information. I find that it's easier to use the phone app or the Zoom app that's downloaded on your computer, which we will talk about next. But if you want to work from the website, you can copy the invitation, and this shows you the information there, the link, the meeting ID, and the passcode. You can copy it and then close it and go to your email. So I'm going to my Gmail account, and I'm going to compose, and I'll just send it to myself for the time being. And Thanksgiving Zoom link. All right. And there it is. I'll send it. So I'm sending it to myself. You're going to see it pop up. Right there is my Thanksgiving Zoom link, the email I just sent to myself. When I click on it, there is the link to join the meeting. And again, when you click on a link, it always is going to ask you if it can open zoom.us, and that is the app on your computer. So I click it, and now I'm back to that same screen for starting the meeting. Okay, now we'll move on to using the Zoom client, the desktop app or the program on your computer. All right, we are on my computer, and you can see I have the Zoom program up, and it's called sometimes the app or the Zoom client, but this is the interface that you use on your computer to conduct and hold and attend meetings. All right, so we have in the home view where we can click on new meeting, and it will start a meeting right up for you. You can join a meeting, you can schedule a meeting, and you can share your screen. Now, you might notice up in the top right-hand corner, I have this little green and teal logo. That's because my Zoom on my computer is logged into our Pixologie account. Okay? You should be seeing your picture from your profile when you are in this interface. All right, so this is the home view, and there is a chat section. I don't use it ever. I don't think you would need to either. The important one is the meetings view. And you can see I've got a couple things scheduled here. Here is that Thanksgiving gathering. that I've just plopped in so that we could see how it works on the computer. When you click on your meeting, you can copy the invitation and you could edit the information just as if you were online. You can also delete the meeting. I like the start button. You can start a meeting anytime, okay? So I'll click it. Even though this isn't scheduled until next week, I can start it at any time, okay? And now that's why you see me talking, is because I've started my Thanksgiving meeting a whole week early. So I'm going to end this and end meeting for all and show you that your meeting will still be here even if you start and stop it. So some people actually just have one meeting that they always use for their family gatherings, okay? Now, let's go back to the home view, and just for conversation's sake, I'm going to just click New Meeting. So this is when you have a spur of the moment and you're ready to meet with someone. You can just click New Meeting, and there I am. It tells me I'm using the computer audio, which is helpful. And I want to show you a few things about the Zoom interface here. So look at the bottom row here. We have quite a few icons that could be useful for you today. The mute button is what you can click, this little speaker, to shut the sound off. So it's telling me no one in my meeting would be able to hear me because I'm muted. You can still hear me in the training because I'm recording this differently. So I'll unmute it and it's all good. The video is really an important one because sometimes people join a meeting and all it shows is their name in a black box, and that's not fun. In fact, my kid, who's a freshman doing virtual high school right now, his teachers require the kids to turn their camera on to get participation. Alex hates it. They really like to just have their name showing, and then nobody knows what's going on behind the black box. Anyway, people like to see each other, so if at all possible, please be comfortable turning your video on because it's fun. Now, I have a few tips on how you position your camera so that it makes you feel like you look okay in it, okay? So right now, my computer is on 3 reams of paper. If I set it really down where it goes, well, then that's not very good view. And I never really like the camera looking up at me. So I have my laptop on a few reams of paper so that I just think it's more flattering. Sorry. Now, another thing you want to be sure to think about is what are you looking at, okay? I'm looking straight at the middle of my computer screen. I'm not looking at the camera. If I looked at the camera and talked to it, I would be looking like this, and I'd be happy to be talking, and you know, it doesn't feel natural to be looking up like that, and I know it doesn't look natural. So look straight at the computer, look straight at yourself, because that's what you'll be seeing talking. All right. Then another fun thing in the video, there's a little arrow here, and you can choose a virtual background or a video filter. So I'll go to choose a virtual background, and we'll take, how about the bridge? Now, these are kind of crude. In order to have a really good, clear capture of yourself with the background, you need a green screen. Otherwise, you know, the camera will pick up some of the background. You can see how my hand is a little funky looking. I'm not crazy about the virtual backgrounds, but my son is. That's why we have some crazy cartoons in there. He's put them on when he's used my Zoom account. Haha. All right. The video filters, you know what? I just really don't pay attention to any of this because why? Okay, that's ridiculous. So let's put none. Let's go back to virtual backgrounds and click none. So I'm back to normal. Okay, closing the settings section. It's under video and that little arrow where you can work with those things if you want to. Don't do anything with security. Participants is helpful. If you are the host of the meeting, you can click on that and you'll get a list of the participants down the right-hand side. It's really cool. You can also mute one person. You can get some more options. Now, I don't have anybody to show you the options, but you can make someone else the host, which is an important thing to be able to do if you want someone else to share photos or whatever. Okay, so we're looking at participants. You can also invite someone this way if you wanted, and if you click on email, it'll ask you to choose how to email it. And that is the easier way to invite people than going online and copying the invite. Okay. Next, so let's say it's Thanksgiving Day and you are all eating and all of a sudden the conversation, well, I guess you won't be eating. On the Zoom call, you'll be visiting. Maybe you'll be eating, but what if the conversation turns to politics and all of a sudden everybody's yelling? I hope not. But as the meeting host, you can mute everybody. Do you see that mute all there? Awesome. Okay. Now, we've talked about participants, so I'm going to click on it and that will close that screen, okay? Chat is helpful if you have family members who don't have a microphone on their computer and they want to type something. You just have to remember to turn the chat screen on so you can see if someone's actually sending a message that way, okay? I'm going to shut that off. And now we're at share screen. The share screen is important if you want to show somebody something that's on your computer. So I'm going to go to my Finder, which on a PC would be your Windows Explorer. And I'm going to open up my Pictures folder and my Thanksgiving folder that has photos from through the years. I'm going to just make it a little bit easier to see. And I hope you notice that my Zoom meeting is still going on in the background while I get this ready. Okay, so here I am in my Zoom meeting. And in the background, you can see that my Finder is still there. When I want to share my screen, I click on it. And I can choose to share my desktop, which would be everything. Now, some people might have all sorts of files and it might be messy, so you can just share one thing, and I'm going to share the Finder. Okay, so now the big video view goes away, and you can see I'm just a little video frame in the top right corner. And I have my Zoom controls at the top there. Looks a little different. More importantly, my family, who's ever watching this, will be able to see my folder of pictures of Christmas, or my pictures of Thanksgiving through the years. So there's me like 20 years ago with my dad. Oh, we had fun. Thanksgiving Day, we went to cut down a tree for the holidays. And a couple years later, my daughter as a little one there, and then there's my son when he was 4. Here's a Thanksgiving picture from last year, and Alex has got a funny expression on his face. There, that's better. Anyway, you can kind of go through the memories. Oh, they're breaking a wishbone. Who knows what fun pictures you might have in your collection. And sharing them over the holidays is really, a fun way to kind of reminisce. Oh, do you remember this? And you remember that? So you can share anything that's on your computer. Let's say you have a video. Oh my goodness. I have a video that we put together a couple years ago. Anne, my business partner, did a radio ad. It was so cool, and I took the audio from that and put it on a movie clip. So if you see, I'm just found in my Finder this National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. We just did this yesterday, so I'm going to play a little bit of it because it's really awesome. Now, you do want to make sure that your family can see what you're playing. Remember, when I shared my screen, I just shared the Finder. I could play that movie and my family would hear it, but they wouldn't see it. I have to do a new share onto the movie. Okay? So now they will be able to see it. And they'll tell you, if they don't. So I'm going to hit play and we're just going to do a little clip of this, okay?
Remember that scene in Christmas Vacation when Clark gets locked in the attic, finds old family movies, and watches with nostalgic delight? Don't leave your memories sitting in the attic.
So that's just a fun video that we are putting up for the holidays here. So when I closed it, the screen sharing stopped because I closed that window. So hopefully that message makes sense to you. Okay, so we've talked about share screen. There is a record button if you wanted to record this. Hit and send your family a link to watch it for those who couldn't make it. It might be fun. Everybody will know that it's being recorded. And there's reactions, the next icon. You can do what you like with that. When there are more people in the meeting, you'll see some options up in the top right on how you can view people. So you can play with those settings when you have that, because then you might be able to see everybody all at once, or just the speaker will be big and then the people will be lined up across the top, and you can play around with that. When you're ready to end the meeting, you can click end. For the people who are participants of the meeting, this little red button will say leave meeting. All right. And now I'm going to just end the meeting for all. And my Zoom meeting is over and I'm back to my interface here. Okay, I'm on my iPhone and I'm going to open the Zoom app, which is in the third row. Hopefully you've downloaded it from the App Store or the Google Play Store for your Android. When I click on the Zoom app, it brings me into the welcome screen and I can join a meeting, sign up, or sign in. I'll choose sign in. And remember, I signed in with my Facebook account, so I'm going to do that. Once I'm in, it brings me to this meet and chat view. And you have the same icons that were on the computer that I showed you a bit ago. The meetings is where you can find the meetings you've scheduled. There's my Thanksgiving gathering. And I could invite people, which is really easy from the phone. So that's an option for you. I'm going to cancel this and cancel that and go back to my meet and chat room. So my daughter invited me to a meeting, and instead of joining through here, I'm going to go to my email and click join Zoom meeting, and we are going to be there. It's okay to use the call using internet audio. And of course, there's my daughter. Hi, Hannah.
Hello.
And I have this static picture from my profile. I want to change that right away. I'm going to click on the area below Hannah and touch the start video option. So there I am. And now you can see how different I look on a phone versus the computer. Plus I have to hold my phone. Anyway, Hannah doesn't care about that, do you? All right, so I wanted to show you how to use the Zoom app on the phone. So when I'm clicking in that area below Hannah, the black area, I get those options. You can see the mute button and stop video are there, and so is share screen. I'm going to click on that because I wanted to share photos with her. But you can see only the host can share in this meeting, so I have to ask Hannah to make me be the host. Could you do that?
Yep.
All right.
There we go.
I'm the host now. So when I click share screen, now I have all these options. And I'm going to click photos. And I have some photos selected here. There's a couple steps you'll just follow on the screen. And I'm going to keep what I've got and take those 5 and show them in the Zoom app. Do you see those, Hannah?
I do.
We were cleaning the garage that day. Alex is having fun in the trailer. There's Tilly. And then resting at the end of the day. Do you feel like you're caught up with our garage?
I do feel like I'm caught up.
Well, it looks a little better now. That was the in-process picture. So I'm done with showing her those photos. So I'm going to click Stop Share. And now we're back together. So that's really cool. The other thing I wanted to show you in the phone app here is the participants area. This is where you can see people, and when you're the host, you can tell other people they can be the host. So when I click on Hannah's name, now I have these choices and I am going to make her be the host again. And that way she can share pictures with me. So we'll close that. And I think that that's the majority of what I wanted to show you in the phone app to start with. So, all right, Hannah, are you getting all packed up?
I am.
All right, awesome. I will be looking forward to seeing you this weekend and having you home for Thanksgiving.
Can't wait.
All right, thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And I'm going to leave the meeting, and she's ended it. So that ends the tutorial here on the phone app. So that's our rundown of Zoom and sharing family photos. I hope it's helpful. It is a tough topic, and sometimes this technology just wants to roll along and install itself, and you're not quite sure where you're at. So hopefully you picked up a few things here. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and I'll answer it. My email is also down there. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving and holiday season, and I'm hoping your photos and your family memories are definitely part of the holiday conversation. See ya.